Second guy can, let's say, nade and fight head on. And the third guy is gonna be flashing. So the flashes look like this. You're gonna aim above this.
I have a question.
For sure, for sure.
I'm inconsistent so much. I don't know. I mean,
Nobody...
Should you
Yeah.
always fight for B, or is playing retake on B viable?
If you can have a tier list of things that can improve you in CS, watching Dong demos, guys, like, let's be honest. Like nothing else compares. In a team environment. This will only happen in Faceit. Hello gamer, before we start the video let me introduce myself. Real quick, so you're just sure that I know what I'm talking about. I'm PNX and I help people get better at CS2 for a living. For the last 3 years I coached over 2,000 people. Yes, you heard it right. And I'm also still an active player myself. Started to play CS in 2015, yes, this is me, on a LAN tournament. I already dominated Faceit matches in 2021, yes, this is Loba and Dog getting wrecked by me. Currently at 3000 CS2 elo, streaming consistently where you can watch me not only talk but also walk the walk. There is a lot of CS2 content creators who try to educate, but are complete dogshit at this game, so verify who you're learning from. And now enjoy the video. And today's topic is DUST2, guys.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna wait for everyone, and then we're gonna talk a bit about this map and figure out what you guys can implement instantly to get ahead of the curve. It's a nice map, it's very noob friendly. I like it, because I'm a noob, and I like to go and shoot headshot. But no, seriously, like, it's a really simple map, not really too much complicated stuff. So
Yeah,
it's nice
just have to learn lineups again.
Yeah, there's a couple lineups that you like are must have, but not that many actually. There's a couple cool things as well that weren't possible in CSGO. So basically on DUST2, as a default, you will fight for either long control, and this will be pretty heavy fights here. People will trade flashes, so the Ts will try to blind people who are defending long, and the CTs will try to throw flashes behind their teammates, so people who are running out long are blind, right? And the setup that is gonna be fighting for long, if the CTs decide to play a default where they're fighting for long, will be 3 long starting and 2 starting B. And these 2 B players, one will be B dedicated and one will be mid to B. And from these 3 players who started long, one usually will stay in pit, one will be the rotator, maybe an upper, who's posted up on cat, right? From like angles like this. And one of the players will be rotator between CT and cat, helping both mid to B and A if needed. So that's the general setup. So how do you fight for long as a CT? So usually the first spawn will molly. So he will molly on the run like this, and then turn around from the flashes and then cross to pit. So you can molly, turn around from the flashes, and then cross to pit. And this guy is trusting his teammates to blind people who are running out of the molly, if there are any. Second guy can, let's say, nade and fight head on, and the third guy is gonna be flashing. So the flashes look like this. You're gonna aim above this cross, and for the first flash 149, and second flash you're gonna aim here and you're gonna throw it right after. So the role of a flasher will be like this. Usually it can be an upper or someone who's playing rotation. So both of these flashes catch people peeking, but the second flash is further behind because it's already for people who are like close, running out, right? The first flash is supposed to blind people peeking long. And yeah, and then the setup looks as I showed. On B, usually people will start with a molly, maybe turning around from flashes as well for a moment, and then maybe following with a deep nade like this. It's pretty common. Or people will start with a flash, maybe when they have like some shittier gun. You can, with a smoke, you can throw a smoke, turn around from the flashes and get close to the smoke and hold in front of the smoke in case anybody's running out of it. Now, this player mid, he can start with the B player, he can also do this set of usual where he mollies top mid, makes it annoying for the T's to come out. Maybe even smokes deep. Deep suicide, right? So this mid player could be potentially doing a combo like this, just jumping across, mollying top mid, and who knows, once in a while he can push it, right? Maybe this time he doesn't, and then next time he does it. He pushes, right? So he's gonna keep them guessing whether he's pushing or not, right? Obviously, if the person has an op here, he can post up on any of those angles. So this is a setup when you guys are fighting for long, and this should be your most common setup. Generally, I watched a couple packs on, like high elo packs on Faceit, and very rarely people are fighting for short here. I think. Oh yeah. You could like jump on top of the guy, right? And then you can do some bunny hops or not and just peek mid, right? You'll have a pretty good timing. So then probably if you guys are fighting for short, it could be a setup like boosting here. Right, boosting for lower, pretty common peak for the opera. You'll probably see this in tier 1 CS all the time. Or just one with the op like holding this. Or like rifler even holding this for the opera. And the upper like peeking out like this into mid if you want to be aggro. If you don't want to be aggro though, an upper can, for example, post up from here for an angle like this, right? And then the rifle can play anti-flash bottom stairs like this. That's also a strong setup. And then it's gonna be like one other person kind of spotting from side for the long push, right? And then when they actually come out long, the upper can rotate back, take this position, this guy can go short or whatever they want to do, and they can switch around. So these are the common setups on the city side. Any questions about this? Are you guys doing this in your games? Taking long?
I mean, if we would play it, then probably.
Yeah, anybody else? You guys have mics or? What's up?
The couple games we played, we did similar, where you either fight for long or cat, and then the support player on A goes to take mid after long or cat is taken.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Where were you playing personally? Most of the time.
I was throwing the long connector smoke and the long flashes, and then going to mid.
A long connector. Where's long connector?
Where they come out of long.
Oh, how are you throwing the
Yeah.
smoke?
If you go to the boxes where you were boosting up, but stand on the ground to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand in that corner and then aim at the pipe that's coming down, the bottom of the pipe.
This pipe?
And then, yep,
Or
bottom
this-
of that, jump throw.
And did you have timing to throw this and flashes?
Most of the time.
Because
Sometimes they would be flashing.
7.2
out first.
seconds of landing out. Wait a second, I need to time this. Okay, so you're able to time it, but only if you have first spawn. So actually you cannot be doing this if you're the player who's flashing. Because if you're the player who's flashing, then basically it means you have like a last spawn, right? And with the last spawn, there's no chance you're gonna throw this and then throw the flashes. So I don't recommend that, to be honest.
Okay.
This could be a guy who's, for example, playing B, right? And he just comes and throws the smoke for you guys. And he then moves towards B. That would make a lot more sense. Yeah, about the T side now. So on T side, what usually you wanna do is you wanna check your spawn, whether you guys have spawns for long or spawns for B, and you just wanna rush long if you have spawns for long and take it because it's so powerful. Otherwise, you wanna play some kind of a default where you guys smoke Xbox. I mean, you wanna smoke Xbox even if you rush long, but basically, wanna be smoking Xbox most of the rounds, and then you guys are going long. So obviously, when you're going long, you need flashes. I will show all the utils in a second. You need flashes. You need to keep flashing them on long, and usually the first person who's gonna be running out is gonna be throwing a smoke like that to extinguish the molly, and then just jumping out and running. Second person probably doing the same, and one of you guys should be usually throwing those flashes with a jump throw. Usually you will get dropped more flashes here, so you can kind of spam them. But yeah, and that's about it. When it comes to long take, there's also a smoke you can add. This you will not do this as the first spawn, but you should do this as like third, fourth spawn, or the one who's flashing, you go over here in this corner, like you should do that very quickly, and then you look where this stain meets the pipe, and you jump throwing. The smoke lands on the corner of long, right? And denies them vision. And combined with flashes, they're running into the smoke full blinded, so they don't know if you're coming out, right? So it's a good piece of utility that you can throw. You can combine it with flashing. And then when you actually are on long, it's good to know this smoke. You need to run quite a bit. Now it will land 100%. It will land in the middle of the whole entrance. So after it spreads, as you can see, the guy here doesn't have vision on the cross, right? Maybe if someone is here and he jump spots, he can see you, but then you can obviously spam him. But that gives you the ability to cross. So this is a very powerful smoke. After you are already out long. And then obviously you want to add mollies. You're looking at the palms usually. If you look at the palm, you can molly backside. And if you look at the other palm, obviously there will be a smoke here, so that's why you're looking at the palm, because you won't see the other things. You can molly ninja. So this is the utility here that you need on A. If you want to blind an oper, usually you want to flash like this with a jump throw quite forward, so because of course there will be opers here. You want to do a flash like that right above him so he gets blinded. When it comes to smoking Xbox, this is the lineup you should know. You go here, line up with this wall, and then you look at bottom left of this whole area and jump throw. Pretty loose smoke. It's gonna land most of the times, whether you throw it like exactly like that or not. Generally execute from short should be quite quick and it should not be delayed. In your Face It games you're probably not gonna be executing with the full team. So what I recommend is just throwing the molly every single time to side, like this. So nobody sits behind those boxes and has annoying headshot angle. And just flashing above for your teammates to peek because there might be an op holding from ramp. When you're mid here and you want to split B, there is a nice lineup over here. On my resolution, do you see these stains here?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure this out because I know that not everybody has the same res. So if you look at this circle stain where it meets on the right of it, where it meets that other stain, if you throw like that, this will land probably. Yeah, this lands. I mean, if you can use this lineup, then sure. But when I look at this lineup, I want to be able to line up with this, right? So it's right on the... Actually, it's right on the middle.
Yeah.
Interesting. But then, see?
But
What happens?
yeah.
It's easier for me to line up with this, honestly. As you can see, with the stains, I'm fine, right? I can line it up. But if you want to figure out the lineup, if you don't have these stains, right, then you have to figure it out on this. And I assume it's gonna be somewhere like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna land. And then there's a nice flash here, right from the same spot, where you can flash middle for the upper. Boom, you're coming out, clearing right side. And then you want to line up the molly, so it pops behind the box and kills anyone standing here. Or damages anyone standing here. And then you're basically splitting B, which is pretty strong. Always a good strat to pull off. This is gonna... Oh, yeah, this is it. This is what we want, because we don't want to be going out of the window and looking like that, right? So if you ever hear bottom of this shadow, like this, you have the whole side burning, very strong. Yeah, then you can come out. Now, when it comes to B, there is actually a very nice rush util. I just seen it today. If you and your teammate have two smokes, your teammate should drop you a smoke over here on this part of the railing, this part of these things. So he should drop you a smoke over here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna run. You're gonna find this left part of the metal here, this part. And you're gonna be aiming for the top of here and running until you pass this stain. And then jump throw. And then you're gonna go here, pick up the smoke, go on the left part, look here, and running jump throw. And then you're gonna throw running flashes here. And this is whole set of for B util, and it smokes both door and the window. Look at how it lands, so you can kind of understand how if you miss what you need to improve. So this has to bounce off the wall over here and land outside of the door, right? So it's very strong because it doesn't leave any gaps for the rush. Like some of the smokes will land like this, right? And this is kind of shit because, you know, people like to do that stuff, come out on like a timing. And this window smoke, you go on the left part of this and running jump throw on this thing. Very loose as well. And for the flashes, you're just running. Running and throwing them. Flashes are quite good. Catch anyone like being close. Blind him a bit. Especially people peeking tunnel in general like this. Okay, maybe not ideal for the guy standing far back. But usually people won't get there that quick, like when it's a rush. So, yeah. So yeah, these are all the viable strats. On pistol round I recommend buying like a P250 smoke and a flash. Flashing your teammates out long, and then just coming long and doing the smoke, right? You can wait for the smoke together with your team. You can pick the side with a P250, everybody running here. And you're just covering them. Very strong strat, you can even call it on your own, you don't need any teammates for this. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
Do you mind showing that smoke again on B for window?
Oh yeah, of course.
I know you stand on the corner, but where do you aim again? Oh, it's a step throw.
Yeah, it's a step throw,
Okay, alright, cool.
But I don't know why I missed it. No. Oh, now I didn't miss it. So I guess you need to be lined up a bit more to the right, so it actually bounces on top. Yeah, of course. I'm recording the session, right? So you'll have the access to it later on. Anybody else? Any questions?
I have a question.
For sure, for sure.
I'm inconsistent so much. I don't know. I mean, there are games where I drop 20, 25 kills, but there are other games where I don't do anything. And how can I? My playstyle is the same, you know. I think I struggle to adapt based on what the enemy team does. So do you have any tips?
But you don't mean like on Dust, you mean like it's a general question, right?
Yeah, it's a general question.
Yeah, but what I meant is like Dust questions, but I can answer that, no problem. So you're saying like basically you're inconsistent, right?
Yeah.
So if I ask you, for example, if you play the same position on every map, like every single time you play city side, will you play or not? Like if you watch your games?
I usually play the same spot. I mean, 80% of the game. If I see that I die a lot in a spot, I don't usually play it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like during the game you switch?
No, not during the game.
So you play a game, you decide you died a lot in a spot, and then you change it next game?
Yeah.
That is the first problem. So you're inconsistent in your decision to play a spot. So it's already inconsistent because you don't have the same like data points of playing one spot, right? Second of all, do you have like a consistent routine that you do every single time before you play, like aim routine or like warm-up routine, whatever you wanna call it, that you do every single time like religiously before you play or not?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what is it?
I do 1 hour deathmatch with 20 minutes each time. So I do now 20 minutes and then I take a break for like 5 minutes. Before that match, I go to aimbot and I practice, let's say, 200 bots, and then I go to how you call it, the fast reflex map, where I can track the bots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I do another 200 bots.
Okay,
and
and
I do that much.
okay, that's good. So in the games, do you have like your routines on CT sides and on T side? Like, do you have a certain like a play that you prepared on CT side that you're repeating over and over and over again? And the same on CT side, and the same on T side?
No.
See, how can you be consistent if you don't have like a consistent game plan? Because you would want to be running the same games. For example, if I'm playing like on the Dust, is kind of hard because it's spawn map, right? But if I'm playing B, I'm gonna have my game plan, okay? So my game plan, for example, could be I'm gonna use my Molo and I'm gonna net damage them with a nade. Then I'm gonna play this and this position. So for example, I start with a molly, I nade them, okay? And in my game plan, the next position I take is one of these three positions. This, or let's say side, right? So okay, I choose one of my positions. I had it in my game plan. Before I started even playing this game, I knew I'm gonna play this position. And I play it. And now I have a reaction to what they're doing. If they are, let's say, not coming over here for like 30 seconds, I know that I'm gonna peek. Okay, I peek, I don't see them. I maybe rotate over to window to help my mid player, whatever, right? And then you have reactions to everything. So for example, if they execute and this is another position that you can be in, and this is good for executes. So if they execute, I drop a smoke. So you drop a smoke like that, and you prepared that smoke before, right? Like before you started playing the game. So, and then how do you rotate? And you need to know how to rotate. And you think like, okay, every single time we're gonna lose A, I'm gonna retake from mid, and I'm gonna retake Xbox because that's what I decided is the best play if I'm retaking from B. Okay, and for every map, every position you play on CT side, and it's gonna be hard if you're switching your positions, you need to have this kind of a game plan. And then on T side, you need to have like this. You need to have calls that you like to call for the whole team that you know are gonna work. For example, on DUST2, you can call, guys, go rush long, I'm gonna smoke the corner and flash you out. And this is one of your calls. So you do that, and you do exactly this. And you come over here to the corner, and you do 2 flashes. And this is your call that you know is good because you saw it somewhere, or I told you, or whatever. And this is a call that you know you can repeat multiple times because it works if your teammates have spawned. So you're gonna repeat it multiple times, and then you're gonna have consistent calls. Let's say you're gonna have a play that you know that if your team doesn't have spawn for B, you're gonna spawn for long, you're gonna do solo. So your play can be, okay, I smoke Xbox, I don't even tell my teammates, I smoke Xbox, I run top mid, right? I maybe bounce a flash like this, or throw a flash like this mid, and I'm running up cat, right? This is my play that I know how to entry, and I repeat that play if my teammate doesn't have spawn for long, okay? And you have like 3 plays on a map, for example. And another play could be slow play because let's say they have eco where you clear like lower tunnels, okay? And then you go mid to B. Do you have like this kind of a game plan for every map or no?
No.
So that's the problem. Because if you had exact steps that you're repeating over and over and every single game you're playing on every single map, then there is no way you could be inconsistent because you know exactly what to do all the time. So if you're already warming up, you're already putting in the work into mechanics, you need to put in the time in your place. Basically the things you're doing in the game, and you need to make them consistent. So you need to pick out couple things. For example, on Inferno, let's say, you can decide on T side, I'm going banana every single round, and I have 3 different things I'm doing on banana. One thing is I'm rushing, one thing I'm throwing a molly and doing something, and one thing is I'm waiting and the gang going late, right? And you just repeat them over and over, and you don't even go ups ever. And then on CT side, let's say you play banana, and you decide, okay, I'm gonna every single game call, I'm gonna play B, guys. And that's it. What level are you, by the way?
I'm level 5 to 6, face it. I need one more game to go in levels.
Okay, so pretty beginner. So, you know, in your level, it's fine if you just have like, for example, 2 plays on T side that you're repeating, and the enemies, if the plays are good, they will not counter it anyways. For higher elo, you need probably like more team play, you know, more like kind of adjusting on the fly. But if you have like 2 or 3 plays that you're running over and over again, it's easy. So you need to figure out for every map that shit.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You can create like a library as well for yourself. Like just create a fucking note. Like a note, make a note like Mirage, and you make like T side, and you say like place 1. I don't know, throw top mid smoke, molly, con, or whatever, or flash, and you create it yourself, you know? Second play, this, and you just repeat those plays over and over.
Okay.
Just saying that like better players do that unconsciously, like they don't even like plan this, but so apparently if you have this problem, then it means you didn't like subconsciously figure this out, so you need to like plan it out. But for anyone else that's listening, guys, you don't need to like be super like robotic about it, right? That you create those plays. If you already like understand this, then it's fine. You can keep repeating the same things, right? You don't need to like pre-plan it, but for you, bro, you need to.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anybody has any DUST2 questions related? Nobody.
Should you
Yeah.
always fight for B, or is playing retake on B viable?
On CT side?
Yes.
I think you should always fake presence. So you should always let them know that you guys are on B. But playing retake in the mid round is fine. So let's say there is a scenario. First of all, you always need to make some presence. You always need to smoke or molly or do whatever, so they think that someone is on B. That's a must. But then, for example, let's say your mid player died, right? He got oped, and he saw like people running mid close, and your rotation player who was taking long is just coming back, right? You can decide, fuck, I'm alone on B. They might rush mid. Let me throw a smoke to B, right? And risk it, fuck it. I'll just go mid for the moment the smoke is on, right? And until the smoke is on, you're fighting with this rotation player. You guys are both like fighting for mid, right? Kind of holding it together. Understand? You can like leave it for a moment. So yeah, it's viable to like kind of leave B for a while. If you smoke it or if you don't smoke it, it's also viable. But it's not like you should decide from the beginning of the round, guys, we're playing B retake, and you just stand here and here, you know? That's not a good play. Cool. Any more questions on this beautiful map? That's very, very complicated.
I don't think so. For me, yes.
If the T's, like say you're playing double short on A on CT, and the T's end up taking long and getting to site, what's the best way that the mid to B and B player should rotate to try to retake the site? Should they come up cat with the other 2 people that are still there?
So I think...
Or go CT or long?
Yeah, I think going long would be a stretch, because there's too many angles to clear and someone can be lurking here and hearing all the steps, right? So in my opinion, the B player and the mid player should go through CT, because there is already 2 people short, and I assume the side player would have died or traded out, whatever. So someone should be coming from CT for sure, and then they can retake together from both CT and cat, right?
Is there any good utility for coming from CT? I feel like that's difficult to
coming
come
from
up
CT?
through. Yeah.
Not really. People used to throw this flash in Go, right? That popped into, that popped in the windows when they were throwing this flash, and just coming up because the flash obviously stays in the corner, right? So people like throwing this and then moving upside. But when it comes to util, maybe a smoke like this, where you smoke yourself from long, right, as you're coming up to give yourself some edge, but not really. There is not much crafty util that I know of, at least. Like, yeah, obviously you can like throw some mollies that you just come up with, right? You can molly goose, but what good does it do? I'm not sure it's like very viable. Like, the short players will already do the util. Mauling goose, not bad. Mauling car also, like, you can throw these utils on the fly, right?
Yeah.
But nothing like lineup wise.
The only other piece I know is where you can molly ramp from the from CT exit.
Molly ramp?
Yeah, like if you stand to that left right there, and then you aim at the triangle, the tip of the blue triangle on the box, and then middle click jump throw.
Yeah, but I also honestly don't know if this is... I guess it could work. Depends if there is any smoke. Not a bad piece, not a bad piece. Like, yeah, this probably works. Like if you're moving up, sure. Yeah, works. You can combo it with a flash, I just showed, right? Could be doing this. And you're moving up. Obviously you're not looking at ramp anymore. And you're kind of moving up into the side. Yeah, that's a good one. Cool. Are there any more questions popping up, guys?
If the B player is throwing that long door smoke and the T's have B spawn, do they beat him there?
Yeah, of course. Completely. Like they will be already like maybe even peeking from door by the time he gets here.
Okay.
So it would be
Maybe
the
that smoke is just not
no.
viable.
I haven't seen it in the high elo games. So in my opinion, it's just low elo smoke where people who are low elo like don't understand the timings and they think like, oh, we can smoke CT from spawn. But actually, when you think about it, like you would have to either have one less player on long, which you don't want because the smoke, like. The T's, when they're running, they smoke this, right? Because they don't wanna get mollied. So it's not like you wanna throw it. The only use for this, what I would see, is when the rotation player who like helped the long player take long, right, would resmoke long for him. So let's say he rotates, he just resmokes long really quickly, and then he, let's say, goes mid to B or something, right?
Okay.
And I don't see a big use for this smoke. It's a cool one, but it's not a very useful one. Shoot the questions, guys, about this map.
I have a question, but you must have covered it already. I missed a part of the class.
Sure.
So is it viable to try and take tunnels?
As a city, as a T?
Yeah, a city.
Yeah.
Like upper tunnels, I mean, from B.
Yeah. But it should be a reaction or a read that you can do that. Because if it's a normal default, the T's are not taking long, right? It doesn't make much sense to just walk into someone's crosshair. Yeah. But it's a good play, for example, to call your mid to B player, and you guys can push tunnels together. So a play I've usually seen is people molly here to mask the steps of a default molly, right? And then just move up like this together. So that's when the T's are taking heavy long, basically.
Let's see. Do you think it's good to like smoke the entrance to tunnels and try and take it? Like
smoke the entrance?
Yeah.
Which entrance? This?
No, the T entrance.
No.
Yeah, this that one.
No, I don't think it's good because you're telling them that you're coming.
Is there a way to smoke mid doors where you can boost behind the box and get vision? I heard about it, but every time I tried it.
Smoke mid doors here?
Yeah, from CT so that you can boost behind Xbox and peek up mid.
I think so.
Is there a way to... yeah, I guess that works. I was thinking to bounce it as you're coming out of spawn. So you don't have to cross. Oh yeah, that works.
This is what you're talking about? Yeah, you can bounce it from this upper part. I'm not a fan of this, but yeah. I would rather... Actually, this is also nice. Like, it's not that bad. If you have a good movement around this, then yeah, good luck. You can even shoot it a bit. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, there's two ways here that you can do that. Like, if you can have a tier list of things that can improve you in CS, watching dong demos, guys, like, let's be honest. Like, nothing else compares.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a bit sarcastic, but watching dong on Dust is a good idea. Okay, let me explain, guys, what he's doing. So first round, he's just going short, I assume. Oh yeah.
Don't pick. I will smoke now, don't pick.
And he's gonna be... And he's getting clapped. I wanna go dive deep more into things he's doing. Oh, this is the boost, guys. I confused the spots. So you stand on the edge of this box, actually. Of this, like, this...
Big box.
This big box, yeah. This big white box. On the left top edge of it. Okay, so the boost, as I said, it's viable to boost. Okay, what is he gonna be doing? So they're gonna get flashed. Whoa, my god, they're fighting for long with 5 people, guys. This is high elo meta. But actually, it might not work. Because I think they're rushing B. Oh yeah, actually, this is the smokes in play, by the way. This is where I learned it as well. As you can see, that's what he does, and the flashes. And this works quite well. So he's spamming that top right of the smoke. It's a very stupid play from this Just 6 to stand there. It's pretty obvious that someone can be there. By the way, they just did a smoke for a retake. You guys might not have noticed, but this guy is throwing a smoke to lurk out of the door. So he's lining up here and looking at the. He's just gonna throw it, I guess, like right click, yeah. He wanted to smoke tunnels from there, there is a like lineup, but I don't think it's that useful. Because very rarely people will play in post plants in tunnels. Oh, this guy is flashing for... yeah. This is a different flash, but it works the same. And you can see Donk running out. Do you guys know why he just did that?
To gain vision.
No. Like the smoke and the molly, you guys understand why he just did that?
Yeah. Giving himself like space to work with.
Yeah,
so they will be paranoid.
The nade, he actually did it to delay. Because since the smoke is broken, they will probably stop on longs to give himself more time. And now the smoke he does to... well, I think he's gonna play around it. Like, because it's 3v5, he needs to do something, so I guess he's gonna try to do something. So yeah, he just gets headshotted.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice boost.
It's not that great, but it can work.
Yeah.
Because quite rarely someone will stand in the back, so like you need to understand that for him to see, he would have to stand like all the way in the back, right? But if you stand close, like it's not possible to see you with that boost. And the flashes. Now it's B again. This guy gets 2 kills. What the hell? Through the smokes as well. And they're just gonna be taking long every single round, so because it's the meta.
Can we switch?
Хорошо.
He's ramp. Ramp A.
Я не видел никого. Иди.
Nice. Yeah.
Пройдет дверь. Там пол.
This is pretty standard round. And he played rotation in this kind of case. He was trying to go towards B. And he's probably gonna molly as the first one. You guys see how he mollied?
Yeah, like he's strafing left.
Yeah, he's strafing left, but you can also like kind of replicate it by pressing like one key of W like before continuing to strafe, and it's fine. You don't need to line up this exact molly. You can, but you don't need to. And then just pretty standard smoke and just rotates immediately, right? Like this was a mistake. Just a rotation towards mid. So as I said, one will play like short, right? One will stay on long, and just don't rotate it to mid. Decided he needs to help the mid player. Starts with a molly. Actually, he nades in the molly. I don't really get it, but I guess if they would be rushing. Just sprays people. So this is not the most optimal play to push unders like that versus eco, but well, if you're hitting your shots, you can do whatever you want. That should be the main idea, guys, when watching these kind of demos. When you hit shots, you can do aggro plays like easily and kill people. So the mechanics are super important in this game, especially in CS2, when the meta on maps is not yet established like completely. Is this guy winning this? Oh my god. Again, the same shit. Just taking long.
Does he take long? Is it normal for the second long player to leave long and then go somewhere else?
Yeah. What do you mean?
You start out with two people fighting for long, and then it looks like when they successfully take long, then someone leaves and either goes play short or goes to mid.
Yeah, that's the rotation player I was talking about before.
Okay.
So let's watch this round again. So they start 3 long, not 2 long. What are you talking about?
The person in the back's throwing the flashes. I guess
That's a third person. Yeah, he is long. Like he's gonna if for example these two players, Yanri and Donk, they like fight, right? This number 3, he will instantly come to them and help them. He is like playing long.
Okay.
So right now like they kill this guy, right? And the mollies are still burning. So and Rennie has less smoke. So now they realize, okay, fuck it, no one else running out, right? So obviously they're not gonna like mid-timing start running out for the smoke. Probably no one more, right? They hold it for a moment longer, and they're like, okay, no one else long, they're not running out, so he's going back. And the other player on site is holding short, right? So, as I said, one staying on long, one holding short after the long take, successful long take, and one playing rotation between city spawn and between short if there is needed help somewhere. Donk is filling that role. The fact that he's in here is obviously just because it's Face It and he's just chasing the last kill. Normally he wouldn't get there. So in this round I guess he's gonna do like some kind of aggro play towards B, or just play B. Because Dust is also played spawn based if one of the long players completely doesn't have a long spawn, someone else can go long. That's how important the first spawn for long is, to throw the molly. That even if you're B player and you have this spawn, you sometimes will go. So this is also what I was talking about, right? He threw the smoke and he's leaving for a moment, right? Until the smoke is like smoked. think Donkey's not an OPER. Maybe he is.
I mean, he had some shots on the major as well, so...
What's up?
He had some shots on major with AWP.
Oh,
Almost had a clutch
I didn't see.
against FaZe
Okay,
in the
okay.
quarters.
Okay, so this is the way he threw it, right? Where we were talking about the mid-smoke. But he actually used it to push lower, not to go on top of Xbox. And it's pretty dangerous play, right? Especially if you're doing it solo. As you can guys see, like, there is no one to help him. Like, literally no one is ready to help him. This will never happen in a team game. In a team environment. This will only happen in FACEIT, that he's solo here in Unders. So, just saying. You can replicate it in FACEIT because of the miscoordination of the enemy team usually. But yeah. We had time only towards the city, so I hope you guys see that this map is not really that hard, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just take long, and then you rotate. If you're one of the long players, obviously you stay long. If you're one of the B players, you start B. And then you just play your strong positions. Cool. Does anybody has any last questions? Like one last question. If anybody has one, I'll take one last question and we finish. Alright, guys. Then I hope your DUST2 is gonna be easier now. I hope you understand it more. It's not a hard map to learn. You just need to play it a bit more early at the stages where it has been reintroduced, and you're gonna be ahead of the people who complain and don't want to play it, and you're just gonna win it. So good luck using all of the utils, good luck practicing on this map, and yeah guys, have a nice evening, nice day, wherever you are.
Yeah,
I hope most of you are from Europe, so have a nice evening guys, and yes, we'll see each other on the next session.
Thanks.
Good
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.